This video is of an MQ-9 drone tracking an orb, or this object, off the coast of Yemen. You'll see that another MQ-9 launched a Hellfire missile. This is when it zoomed out, so you can still see it traveling.
Welcome back with another banger. It's the React Files. Let's get straight to it.
Did we get this right? Do we think this is signs of ancient life on Mars? And after a year of review, they've come back and they said, listen, we can't find another explanation. So this very well could be the clearest sign of life that we've ever found on Mars.
So they're hiding life on Mars right now at this moment, but they will announce life on Mars. It has gold, it has minerals in the soil, it has water, it has billions of tons of liquid water on Mars. This is well documented now. It's not a hypothesis anymore, it's peer-reviewed science.
Is this liquid water under frozen water, or?
They have liquid water under frozen water, and they also have liquid water that melts, and they also now have documented on a press release an actual lake. They have lakes all over Mars. And these lakes have a lot of these green dots all around them. And they keep wondering where all the methane is coming from in the atmosphere. Well, the methane is coming from gas coming from this life, this algae or whatever it is, or bacteria. So they're hiding life on Mars right now at this moment, but they will announce life on Mars soon. And they're going to say that, oh, we discovered aliens, it's bacteria on Mars. There's a lot more there, in my opinion, on Mars, because I've been looking at Mars anomalies for a very long time. And I believe that there's a lot of evidence of an ancient civilization that was destroyed on Mars.
The media just released video footage of the military trying to shoot down a UFO spacecraft. And guess what? The technology didn't do shit to them. Everything that's taking place right now is connected to the Maya prophecies. Remember, they said the world was going to end in 2012, but did you know that 2020 is really 2012? So you can say our world ended maybe 5 years ago. So now they're releasing footage of this orb or this UAP in space, but you know they were speaking about some kind of mothership called 3-Eye Atlas that's coming close to us. So the real question is, why they keep speaking about these UFOs? Here's some people saying that they were speaking about UFOs to distract us from the Epstein's file. Not this time. It's not really a distraction. This shit right here with the orbs and UFOs is a real thing. This video is about to get a little dark and a little deep. Stay with me. The earth is losing her color. We are killing it. The greed, toxic pollution, the oceans is dying. We are killing all the animals. We don't know how to love each other. We take. We don't give nothing back. The earth is losing her color. The goddess is on her last cycle. Whatever the earth do, the universe do. Whatever the universe do, we do. Everything in creation has a cycle, and we are on our last, or I should say, the end times. So you can say that we are really in judgment right now. Let me break it down on a deeper level. Let me break this down on a more spiritual level so we can all understand what's going on. I have a spiritual mission. You have a spiritual mission. Your boyfriend, your mom, your son, and your daughter. We are all here for a purpose. We have two different missions. The first mission is to understand who you are. The second mission is we have to find out who we are in a collective consciousness. So a lot of times these life forms, they don't really come here to hurt us. They come here to help us. But we was mind fucked with these Hollywood movies, or we come in peace. This is not peace. This is peace. We've been distracted for so long, we don't know who to trust. But a lot of these life forms may be your enemy, and a lot of them came here to help you. Our reality works similar to a video game. If you notice, if you play a game, you only have a certain amount of lives to beat the mission. Well, we only have a certain amount of reincarnations to escape this cycle. 2020 was our last cycle. So pretty soon, the people that control this world or make these laws, they're going to tell you that these UFOs are coming here to conquer the world, and we need to fight them. If you fight them, that would be the dumbest mistake you will ever make. I've been speaking about this for 15 years. Check out the ebook.
They Come in Peace. Yo, that was a movie back in the day. Trent was scary as hell. It was about some aliens. I Come in Peace was the name of the movie, actually. Shout out to King Guy. Yeah, just imagine if they respond to how you react to it. Like, what if you could communicate with it using telepathy? It's just one of them situations you got to think outside the box.
The mystery in the sky, the newly released video tonight. Take a look at this. This is a U.S. Reaper drone shooting a Hellfire missile at this glowing object. But then the object appears to speed away undamaged. Where this happened and what we now know about this, Gio Benitez with the testimony on Capitol Hill tonight.
Tonight, new never-before-seen video off the coast of Yemen showing a U.S. MQ-9 Reaper drone tracking a glowing orb as it flies over the water. Now watch closely as a different U.S. drone drops a Hellfire missile on that fast-moving orb. The missile appearing to bounce off the object, doing very little damage. The orb then zipping away unfazed. The video from October 2024 shown during a congressional hearing today on unexplained anomalous phenomena. That's the official name for UFOs.
Do you solemnly swear?
Several service members giving their own eyewitness accounts and reacting to that new video.
Does this video scare you guys? Yes or no?
Yes.
Wiggins?
Yes.
Yes.
And David, there are big questions tonight. Why was the missile fired? Did that object pose any risk? Or is there any other explanation out there? David?
Yeah, more to come on this for sure, Gio. Thanks.
Awesome. Yeah, you can see them, can't you?
Look at that.
Yeah. I'm glad you did.
Hallelujah. Oh, blessed Jesus. Look at that. How many?
They're deeper in the clouds. It's so hard to look at.
I seen that up Pastor, they're real clear in here. Look.
Awesome. Yeah, you can see them, can't you?
Look at that.
Yeah. I'm glad you did.
Hallelujah.
That's gone viral, and the one that people cannot stop talking about, and that is the recent release of this UFO attempted to be shot out of the sky with a missile, and it completely shrugged it off. Like, this thing just kept going about its business. And that is proof whatever is manning these vehicles, these unidentified objects, are far more advanced than we are. And if they were here to do damage or to take over the world, I think they could have. But the question is, what are they doing here? And I've actually added a second video because these sightings still continue. And the next video actually comes from several witnesses who pulled over next to a highway because they saw this unidentified black moon in the sky. It's not the moon, but it's something else. Just don't know what. So why are they surveilling us? What's going on? Take a look at the next two videos. Tell me what you think.
I know, but I've been this every day. It's like a ball or something.
That's what I'm saying, but you know, we both know balloons blow and they carry with the wind. That ain't tied down.
I know. You're right.
What the fuck is that?
What is that?
They would swear to God we were lying if you didn't have it on video.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something definitely out there. It's a ball.
Were those orbs flying around that unidentified moon? Shout out to the paranormal chick. That was a real conversation right there. I don't think anybody would have believed them.
The light then flies across the base, across the flight line, and as it flies to me, a triangle manifests around the light. I can't tell you if it's active camouflage. I can't tell you if it appeared around the light, but I can tell you that it was a white light and then it was a triangle. It stopped about 100 feet in front of me and approximately 100 feet above me. My telephone got extremely hot, completely froze, dead. I remember how thick it was. It was between 1 to 2 stories thick, equilateral triangle. I could never see the top of it, and the edges were 90 degrees. There were 4 lights in total, 1 light on each corner and a larger light in the center, 2 to 3 times the size of the corner lights. But what was really odd was the outside. The best way to describe it is like looking at a James Webb telescope picture where you have the colors and then the black background. So The craft itself was this black metallic flake paint, but on top of the craft was this gold, lava, plasma, some type of fluid going over and around the craft. I'm under this for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then the center light flashes 2 to 3 times, no sound, immediately shoots up to commercial jet level minimum, in my opinion. And I immediately feel static electricity all over my body, and then I smell the smell of after a thunderstorm or lightning storm.
So this is U.S. Air Force veteran Dylan Borland talking to Congress of a 2012 UFO sighting, saying he endured sustained reprisals because of his whistleblowing around these sightings. And according to NASA, the U.S. Space Agency has not found any credible evidence of extraterrestrial life, and there is no evidence that UAPs are extraterrestrial. My man said it's 1 or 2 stories thick. Like, what really captured my imagination was when he said there was like a gold plasma dripping on the sides of some sort. Like, yo, it's like, did he just say plasma?
When you ignore things that are legally entered into Pentagon directives, college textbooks, and other legal documents that are required by universities for PhDs, that's going to catch up to you. And when you decide that you're too stupid, you can't understand, well, that's how we end up with an intelligent cluster-based routing protocol and going through the human body. And people are out there right now telling you none of this is real. There's no computer networking through the human body. If there was, someone would have told us. Now, watch this. This is the Synergy Tech Metric PDF. Now, these papers are not just from the MDPI. They're not only from Cambridge. They're not only from your Elsevier journal. They're not only from Wiley. They're from everywhere. And when I type in emergent technology on Wikipedia, I'm told that the blockchain Bitcoin is not here yet. So that means that Bitcoin, 3D printing, nanotechnology is not in use. So for any of you right now that have a Bitcoin wallet, you're having a mass hallucination. I'm not joking. I'm not being hyperbolic. This says energy harvesting. Yeah. What kind of energy are they harvesting? Human, kinetic, intragalvanic, piezoelectric energy. Now you're going to tell me, oh, there's just no way. We don't have wireless sensor networks. And I said and showed we've had biosensors since the 1950s. So what we have had to endure for 5 years are psychological operations. And then everyone goes, well, that's their job and they have to do it. You're not holding yourself accountable to the fact that when you eat your lunch, it doesn't come out your posterior in the same physical fashion because you have an electrical biochemical digestive tract with an electrical biochemical heart, an electrical biochemical bloodstream, neurotransmitters. No, there's no such thing.
I think all our society is run by insane people for insane objectives. And I think that's what I sussed when I was 16 and 12 way down the line, but I expressed it differently all through my life. It's the same thing I'm expressing all the time, but now I can put it into that sentence that I think we're being run by maniacs for maniacal ends, you know. If anybody can put on paper what our government and the American government, etc., and the Russian, Chinese, what they are actually trying to do, you know, and what they think they're doing, I'd be very pleased to know what they think they're doing. I think they're all insane. You know, but I'm liable to be put away as insane for expressing that. You know, that's what's insane about it.
Did y'all see Time's new magazine cover? And who would have guessed that the media is all fueling the fire for what's coming next? And did you know that every single suspect that was taken into custody has been released and there's a manhunt going down? Do you know how World War I actually started? I have a lot of stuff to show you. You know, it's about 1,000,000% completely unrelated, but you know what Time magazine? Generally, they can tell us the future by the cover of their magazines. The epidemic of political something and the unaliving of Charlie Kirk. And while this is going on, I showed you in the last video and also this video, there's been multiple news agencies that have all said terrible things when this happened. Also, if you're not blind, you've been in the comments and you've seen the things that people are saying about this. You know, people laughing and wishing unaliving on certain people. You know, it's really wild what was leading up to this the last week. Completely unrelated, we just had that that blood moon eclipse. And of course, I posted that, is WAR coming? But no, you're just fear-mongering, dude. As if there has not been 50 mass casualties since the eclipse. We just had what at least was 2 children in Colorado who were shot and unalived. And what about all this stuff that I'm showing you right now? I thought I was clear in my last.
This is huge breaking news, guys. The FBI has released photos that they have of the suspect in Charlie Kirk's shooting. They are now releasing photos and asking the public for help. At 11:48 a.m., FBI Salt Lake City posted this post right here with the photos asking for the public's help identifying the person of interest in connection to the fatal shooting of Charlie Kirk. On the press conference this morning, they had talked and said that they had a lot of really good video of the suspect. I've showed it in a couple previous videos. Footage that has apparently shown the shooter on the roof and leaving and trying to escape after it happened. Almost immediately afterwards, 2 suspects were arrested, but then they were released. There was a news presser at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time today, 9/11, where they shared all of this information. But again, now, this is a photo that has been released of the suspect in connection with Charlie Kirk's shooting. Here's the other photo up close so that you can also see this. I'll remind you of something I just mentioned on my last video too. There are pictures of the firearm. Of course, I can't show them on here. You can look on X, but also be careful looking on X because you're going to find terrible videos from the actual event. But on the ammo, there were engravings with transgender and anti-fascist ideology, which is so peculiar because Charlie Kirk had just answered a question about transgender shooters when he was shot.
I agree. I found that very odd as well. Shout out to Odd Detective Author. There go the number. If you have any information, at least we're making progress with the updates. Yet there's still many more questions that need to be answered.
Important development there from the FBI. That is a picture released in the last 6 or 7 minutes by the FBI of, quote, a person of interest in the Charlie Kirk killing. That is how they have described it. And that, of course, follows the news briefing we had a little earlier, both from an FBI special agent and the DPS commissioner for Utah.
So we do got an update on Charlie Kirk, and unfortunately, he did not make it. Charlie Kirk has passed away. Like I said before, love or hate the guy. He probably said some things that rub people the wrong way, but words is words. He shouldn't have been unalive like that. Then you got to go into what is really going on. I seen the video. They were talking about, you know, the big T words and shit like that. And then all of a sudden, pow! The video is highly graphic. I cannot show it. But just seeing it, you knew that he was not going to make it. And this is what I really want to get into, y'all. So the person I showed on my last video on this situation, he was not the shooter. So why did they grab him up, handcuff his legs and his hand, pull him to the vehicle, just to come to find out that he wasn't the shooter? Shit don't make sense. I am hearing he got hit with a high-powered rifle. And y'all, this is weird. Somebody let me know if this is true. This allegedly was a tweet by him in 2014. Did I just get shot by AR-15? Feels like it. Like I said, I don't know if it's true. Somebody let me know in the comments. So you gotta ask the question, was Charlie targeted because what he represented, what he talked about, or was this orchestrated randomly? This also make you think, if you're a political figure or someone that just carries a lot of weight, that talks about a lot of shit, and you're in public a lot, you need to be careful. I say that to say this. Kamala Harris is on a book tour. Donald Trump took away her Secret Service rights. So if I was her, I would be extra careful because shit like this is happening and nobody know why.
I agree. Nobody deserves to die for their beliefs. Shout out to ZayReacts. R.I.P. Charlie Kirk. Yeah, I seen the footage as well. It is highly graphic. No one deserves to die like that.
All right, my theory, I think that this is an exit wound. I think flight path, he got impacted in the delt from 3 o'clock or 2:30, or possibly in the chest. I think this is an exit wound out of the neck. All the energy transfer from the kinetic energy that was delivered slumped him over this way. I think incapacitation was immediately happening. I don't think he suffered at all. True American legend and Charlie Kirk. Very, very sad, but this is my theory as it relates to what happened. Do with it what you will. Very, very sad. But I don't think it was an AR-15. I don't think it was 5.56. I think it was 308. I think it was 200 yards away from an elevated firing position, and I think the entry wound is in the delt or the shoulder. Tumbling. There's a lot of kinetic energy transfer right here, and this is the exit wound. We'll see what happens the next couple days. I hope they find him.
I saw that he was shot in the neck and that he was squirting blood everywhere. But I was piecing things together, and it was really weird because the second guest that I talked to, before I went and asked him the question, what I was going to ask him, he was talking to him about how he was going to ask about transgenderism or something like that. But nothing about shootings. And this is the irony that came to me, was like, right when he asked that, not like 5-10 seconds later, he was shot. And not only that, right after that, someone confessed to it who had no weapon, which makes me think that it was clearly a setup and that multiple people were involved. So, but prior to that, that's all I saw, because everyone was squirming. I didn't see anyone fire a shot. I think it had to come from an elevated position for sure. And I think it had to have been a long rifle based off of how, so Charlie was like 10 yards in front of me from where my microphone was. So even if he had a pistol, someone was talking about a pistol and all this stuff and shooting, it's hard to just hit an accurate shot with a pistol from 20 yards away. So it sounded like a 22 rifle to me, my perspective, but it had to have come from an elevated position. It couldn't have been anywhere. Someone would have saw someone pull out a gun, and the person I could.
Charlie Kirk has been killed, you guys. This is terrible news. Let's put all the pieces together and figure out what happened, what's going on, and what's still developing. Now, this whole thing went down on his first stop on his tour called Prove Me Wrong in Utah. And right off the bat, we're trying to figure out who done it. They apprehended this man saying this was him, but then it wasn't him. So yeah, you heard right. In the video, he was saying, shoot me, shoot me. So if that wasn't him, then why was he saying that in the first place? Then there was an eyewitness saying that this was the man, George Zinn, but it actually wasn't him.
And they were arresting a guy by the name of George Zinn. Yeah, I know the guy. I don't think he did it. I think they arrested the wrong guy. I think whoever did it was a good shooter.
Now that man he's referring to, George Zinn, was actually charged with terroristic threats for sending an email to the Salt Lake City Marathon. But again, they don't know who it is. They said it wasn't this guy. Another interesting thing is that the distance. This had to be a professional shot, being that this is the only location where the shooter can get a clear shot. This is on the roof of the Department of Computer Science, and that's where Charlie was. And this was actually captured by somebody filming where the shooter was actually running on the roof. And this is just getting weird and sick because just a couple days ago, somebody actually paid some Etsy witches to curse Charlie Kirk. What is going on? And it's really weird because they paid like multiple witches to curse him, and then this happens, which is really eerie. Now it seems like somebody knew this was gonna happen. This was posted on X just the other day saying, Charlie Kirk is coming to my college tomorrow. I really hope someone evaporates him literally. Let's just say something big will happen tomorrow. Investigation now. And another weird thing that happened at the same time, there was a mass shooting in Denver at a high school where now 3 students are in critical condition. I don't know if this is related or not, but I found that pretty interesting too. And lastly, the FBI director Kash Patel just tweeted this saying the subject for the horrific shooting today that took the life of Charlie Kirk is now in custody. Make sure you guys get into my Telegram. I'll keep you guys posted, but what do you guys think about all this? Let me know below.
R.I.P. Charlie Kirk. He definitely didn't deserve this. In order to really understand and I guess really get the answers we're looking for is to find that shooter. Most definitely.
Like die? If everything completely goes away, how do you want to be remembered? I mean, if I die? Everything just goes away. How would you, if you could be associated with one thing, how would you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing. The most important thing is my faith in my life.
They just Charlie Kirk in the neck at Trump's rally. He is now unalive. Do you know what's about to happen next? The world is already upset about the Ukrainian woman that got stabbed in her neck. They is already pointing fingers at Democrats and Republicans. Now, this take place. This is the problem with the world. It's about 8 billion people, if not more, and we can't even come to one understanding. We are the same people. Politics, religion, culture, it kind of fucked up everything. So you mean to tell me you can't even have freedom of speech? I don't follow politics. Not at all. And I'm pretty sure they don't like my spiritual stance about reality. But it's all well and good. But the moment you go pick up a weapon and... Come on. I've read this quote before. It said, hell is empty because all the demons are walking around on earth with us. That's one of the most powerful quotes I ever read. And if you step back and look at the world, it makes sense. But let me take this on a deeper level, because what's about to take place is kind of strange. We already hear about the National Guards coming in certain cities. Now they're going to start saying that the cities is unsafe. So when politicians start saying cities are unsafe and people are often political parties or members of political parties, it's now going to be the politicians against the people. Don't be shocked if they try to give people curfews. Don't be shocked if they try to take your weapons away. But when you turn on the internet, you hear so many people, or I should say, you see so many people or negative comments saying that that man deserved that. I want people to understand this. Everyone have a spirit, but not everyone have a soul. Anything that breathes in life, you have a spirit. But anything that's connected, really connected to all life, you have a soul. And if you have a soul, you would not be mocking people that just got on camera. That's why I always say it's only about 15% of real people on this planet. The other 85% or 90% just NPCs. They are background noise. They don't care about nothing. They only have one purpose, and that's to take up space. Or I should say conflict. It's 2025 and people are still doing the same shit they was doing back in the dark ages. But once again, do not be surprised when the politicians start making new laws saying that you have to be in the house at a certain time. You can't travel in large groups, or we have to bring in the National Guards because the people are out of control. Let me repeat this. This man get unalive right after the girl in Ukraine.
Yeah, he's absolutely right. I totally agree. Shout out to King Guy. Yeah, he's on the right track with this one. To make fun of what just happened is absolutely soulless. It's something an NPC would do. Right after what happened on the train, my condolences to the families of the Ukrainian girl who lost her life, which is heartbreaking. Heartbreaking.
Yeah. You think he'd already be in place?
You would think that. So there's somebody on the roof right there? Just saying. He just ran from over, where's my finger? Well, from over there, ran in. And now he's right there.
Been mass shooters over the last 10 years?
Too many.
It's 5. Okay, now 5 is a lot, right? I'm gonna give you some credit. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Great.
As it was just announced that Charlie did not make it, he did pass away after this terrible incident. And after assessing the original video further, it sounds to me like that was done by a professional from a long distance sniper, and that there's a lot more going on here than we're being told. Mainstream did come out and said it wasn't actually this guy who shot him. The shooter is still unknown. This is a super sad day, guys. No matter what side you are on, violence is never the answer. I did not agree with a lot of things that Charlie said, but that does not matter. It does not condone violence. And our thoughts and prayers are going out to Charlie and his family. Peace and love, guys.
Thoughts and prayers going to his family, most definitely. Shout out to Sheldon Sharia 369. It seemed like a professional hit. Let's call a spade a spade.
A student went up there and asked Charlie Kirk a question about how many transgender shooters there had been in U.S. history or something along those lines. Charlie Kirk answered, the student gave him a rebuttal. And then Charlie Kirk goes to pick up the microphone to answer the second question, and that's when the shots went off. Just one shot.
As soon as we heard the shot and we saw what had happened, we all dropped to the ground. And I want to say we sat like that for about 30 to 45 seconds. And then everyone around us got up and started running. They had moved the barricades and we all fled from behind Kirk's tent.
I'm actually sick to my stomach. We need to find out who the hell did this, because apparently the original guy that got arrested that you saw clips of, the older guy, that wasn't the guy who did it. That guy confessed to doing it and was making a lot of noise saying, shoot me, shoot me.
Was that you? We don't know if it's him.
Which is extremely sketchy. Either that guy is completely delusional and crazy, or he's part of some bigger plan so someone could do it and get away with it. Because this was no average Joe. This was shot from 200 yards away straight to the neck, and I believe it was one shot. Now, there's this video circulating around the internet. I don't know how verified this is. One, you can see someone running away on top of a building while everyone is ducking and covering. And then there's another video that a man took laying down on top of a building. You can't really see if it's a man or not. It's kind of blurry, but check this out.
So there's somebody on the roof right there? Just saying? He just ran from, where's my finger? Well, from over there, ran in. Now he's right there.
I didn't know that's what that man was yelling out. If he's yelling those words and he wasn't the man who did it, it just doesn't make sense. Shout out to You Won't Believe Me official. And not only that, but there was another person who was arrested and let go. This is why it smells like a conspiracy.
Shit's getting weird. Part infinity. Holy shit. What in the absolute world? I don't care if you like dude or not. Nobody deserves that, bro. I unfortunately had the chance of watching that fucking video. Nah, bro. That brings a chill down my spine. Whoever did this is an absolute idiot. Because you think you're doing something right for your side or whatever. I'm going to take out this guy because he pa-pa-da-pa-da-pa-da-pa. You're a fool. All you've done is put a target on the back of anyone that is opinionated. That's all you've done. Even people on your side that you agree with, you've now put them at risk. This is the dumbest thing you could have done. Jesus Christ. Now I know he said some wild stuff, but I don't think anybody deserves this. Because no matter how you feel about what someone says, you don't have to like them. You don't have to like what they're saying. You don't have to like what's coming out of their mouth at all. But what you have to do is respect their right to say it. And if you don't like it, you have that same right to talk shit back. And talk shit back you should. But this? Nah. And this is not the first time this has happened in history. This has happened many times with many different people from many different backgrounds. But you talk your shit back. You don't do this. So this is absolutely insane to me.
I agree 100%. Shout out to Geo Henley 1.
I think the most sickening part about all of this is how people are actually celebrating this and what they're saying about him. I mean, I truly believe demons walk this earth. Also, this person needs to be investigated, saying Charlie Kirk is coming. I hope he gets evaporated, and then replies with a tweet saying something big is happening tomorrow. I mean, we just can't let these things fly under the radar. Craziest part about all of these is how much people are favoriting it, liking it, and retweeting it. It just doesn't make any sense to me. This week alone, we have seen some of the most disturbing footage of two innocent souls getting murdered for absolutely no reason. And it should piss you off because this is not normal. There should be an outrage. We cannot keep living like this. It's scary stuff. There's a massive spiritual battle happening in this world right now, and we need Jesus more than ever. Rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. My prayers go out to his family. Absolutely sickening.
I think this is what it really exposes, is that how cold of a world we really live in. There's some cold stuff right there, man. I think the shocking part is that the analytics presents data that makes us look in the mirror as far as a society. It is not peaches and cream out here. Shout out to You Won't Believe Me official. I totally understand how a lot of people may feel angry and scared and a lot of feelings and emotions they shouldn't have to feel. I think that's why this is such a sad situation.
my friends told me that Charlie Kirk was going to be on the campus this Wednesday, and I was really looking forward to having a conversation with him.
It's 5. Okay, now 5 is a lot, right? I'm gonna give you some credit. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Great.
I was about 50 feet away, and I did for a brief second see Charlie's head like slump over, and then the crowd just pushed back. It was a stampede. People running, people ducking, people definitely feared for their lives. I could see it in their eyes, I could hear it in their voices. People were crying, people were screaming. It was a nightmare.
It would be in the camp. What was that? Holy shit!
Suddenly, it sounds like lightning. It was so loud. I thought the shooter was right there in the crowd. I hear this loud sound, and I'm like, that wasn't what I thought it was, is it? I was like, no, this can't be happening right now. We all ducked. Everybody got down, and I instantly just started praying for Charlie Kirk. And the girl I was next to, she was bawling because she had seen it. She had seen the graphic imagery of the bullet piercing his neck and opening his neck up, and I can't imagine what it was like to see that.
Absolute horrible event. You know, Charlie Kirk, he goes up there, he even has security to protect him, and so people didn't expect that kind of thing to happen. And some people were just standing there kind of in shock and not knowing what to do, or people trying to process what's going on and still surprised and shocked.
Seeing him and then seeing him be shot, it doesn't feel real.
And that's a wrap. Hope you enjoyed the rabbit hole. If you enjoyed this video, please consider to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. Shout outs to all the reactors. Thanks again. Till next time.